sorry you guys have to put up with my very raspy voice, and I hope you guys can still understand me. So, all right. So today's topic is the top tips for 2023, flatter stomach, more sculpted muscles, and better mindsets. So I'm going to get each of, the angels, so Debbie, Lisa, Oshone, to share what their top tips are for the flatter stomach, more sculpted muscles, and healthier mindsets. I'll get each of you to share, some of your best tips, and then I will jump in at the end to add on some of that. So let's have Debbie, you can start first.
Okay. All right, ladies. As I've been around for a little while, I think the top tip is never give up. I think no matter what you're doing, just keep doing what you're doing and count your macros there for a season. Listen to the inflammatory markers that you have, like, does my belly get bloated because I eat certain things? So never, and also progress is not perfection. So don't think that this road will be perfect along the way. Just trust in Clarice, trust in what she's saying, and know that these macros, there is a reason for it. They're not just protein, carbs, and fat. There's a combination, and your body will love you for it. And from a girl that has done absolutely every single diet under the sun, even a grapefruit and egg diet in my 20s, I have done them all, and I have eaten grass, I've eaten vegetables, and I mean, I barely eat 600 calories to now I'm up to my 1400 calories. So do believe, do trust, and never, never give up. Get back on the horse and start with those macros again, and you will be successful. Believe.
Yes, no, so awesome, Debbie. And yes, I forgot to mention that you have tried every diet under the sun. And now, because of doing the macros, because of like understanding your nutrition, like your body doesn't yo-yo like it used to yo-yo, and you have so much more energy and vitality, right? Like even your dancing is probably better because you have better nutrition overall, right? Because I remember when you first started, you were saying it was difficult to breathe. I remember you saying that to me.
Yes, yeah.
Because Debbie was carb phobic. She would not eat carbs. And I was like, you need carbs. You need to
No,
eat carbs. She was like, no. I'm like, no, you need to eat carbs. So yeah, but yeah,
would cry about that. I can't
yeah.
eat a carb, I can't eat a fat. They're bad for you.
Yes. So we call Debbie went from Debbie 1.0 to Debbie 2.0 to Debbie 3.0. And now Debbie is becoming Debbie 4.0. So an amazing transformation for her. So thank you. And she speaks from the heart and speaks from experience, right? And Jennifer says, Amen, Debbie. And yes. And Terry, I see your comment. Thank you. I hope I feel better too. I appreciate your comment. So
I think, look at the guns, they're 65 years old
look
and
at that.
they're
Look, keep
not.
posting
So
everyone. Yeah, amazing though at
I won't
65.
show you my back. I won't show you my back, but my back in my dance costumes is like, I used to, oh my God, okay, they can't see my back, but now I have this ripped back. So
Yes.
it works.
It works in at any age. A lot of the women watching this between 40 to 65, actually, Phyllis is on here. We have people up to above 70 years old on here. So you know what? You're never too old to get
Yes.
healthy and fit. And just know, like what I teach is sustainable lifestyle changes, not a diet. It's about you really learning your nutrition and your health for a lifetime, right? So, and you can see it. I mean, Debbie does not even look 65. She looks amazing, so awesome. Thank you, Debbie. So Lisa, let's have you go next.
She has guns too.
And the back, her back is
And
amazing.
her back, yes.
I'm so excited listening to Debbie. I had forgot what the question is. I was just listening to her.
Bring that lion out, Lisa.
Yeah, it's you're sharing the top tips for flatter stomach, more sculpted muscles, and healthier mindsets, and
Yeah,
just sharing a tip on each one of those.
yeah. The for the flatter stomach, definitely, as Debbie mentioned, nutrition. It's incredible what we do or what we don't put in our bodies, how it can affect us in so many different ways, from the fatigue to the aches, the pains, the bloating. That's why those challenges are so amazing, because you can see just those small tweaks along that, the 4 days or 5 days. It's amazing how many inches an abdomen can decrease. And once you have that knowledge, that challenge is over. Keep building on it. From listening to the Wednesday lives, or if it's possible for you to get the coaching, whether it's from a Shonay or from Clarice, you're just going to have your mind blown of so many things that I know I used to consume, thinking, oh, this is healthy. No way. And even when it says, health bar, no, it's healthy
No.
for the manufacturer's wallet. That's about it. It's going to slow you up. Hey, being honest. But
Yeah,
with
exactly.
the sculpted muscles, knowing the right exercises for your body and challenge yourself and push hard, but you got to know that line of where pushing hard becomes overdoing it and injury.
Yeah.
So you really need that knowledge to make sure that you don't hurt yourself, because then that is a deterrent from continuing, and it's an easy self-defeating thoughts start coming in when something happens. But you got to get back on it. And early this year, or yeah, it was early this year, I was not from exercising, it was from carrying a 60-pound feet of chicken food. It fell off my shoulder, and my reflexes caught it, and I hurt my shoulder. And that didn't mean I stopped working out. It just meant that left arm got a break. And the first few days I did take a break, and Shonay was really sweet at like 3 o'clock in the morning, my time, was answering my questions about what is it okay to take Advil, or should I take this? And she was very sweet. But my other 3 limbs and my abs, they didn't get hurt. So hey, there was no excuse not to exercise. So adjust, adapt, continue. And for the healthier mindset, it's really funny because of Shonay and Clarice have both worked with me on that, and it's still progress, work in progress, but I'm further along than I was. And for that, I'm very grateful. And I can be my worst enemy with self-sabotaging thoughts, and to have that accountability and another perspective of, well, this did happen, but then there's this. It's like, oh yeah, I hadn't thought of that. So having that sounding board is incredible, because especially when it is the negative mindset, it makes it even harder to, think outside the box, and to have somebody not only supporting you and listening, but to giving you that different perspective. And hey, and this is, what you can do from here on, or what can you do from here on? And then you take ownership of that and move forward and not get stuck and not give up. I did 30 years of losing weight, gaining it back, losing weight, gaining it back. But I'm approaching 4 years now, I think, of not gaining the weight back. And that's the first time ever that I made it more than like 10 or 12 months. So obviously, what we're being taught here works. You just got to do it.
Yeah, yeah. And the same thing with you, Lisa, is like, I think one of your fears, I remember because I onboarded you and you always said, I've lost all the weight, but I always gain it back. And that was always one of your fears, even throughout the transformation program. But now, a couple of years later, it's like you still have maintained your body. You maintained it. You look fabulous. You have more muscle in your body. And it does really show like it's what you lacked before was nutrition knowledge. And now that you have the nutrition knowledge, well, it's like teach a boy how to fish and they can eat for a lifetime. And I know, like on your own, you know what you need to do. You're empowered to know what to do. So yeah, it is awesome. And yeah.
Great thing also is people at the gym, new people over the last 3 years have mistaken me for the instructor for our classes at the gym, which I think is hilarious. But the other thing is, I know when I tell them no, and it gives me so many opportunities to spread the word to other people. And again, thanks to both you and Ashone about educating me, I can share that information with others. So even women outside of the community are being impacted by you ladies, and several have joined the community. So, you just have no idea. Beyond that 16,000 plus, there's a lot more plus out there that might not have joined the community yet. But, let's keep this infectious attitude and knowledge flowing, in the community. Bring more ladies in. Let's make it a better place for everyone.
and teach. I think it's so important because not just in general, but the age group of menopausal women particularly is like so distraught. And we know because we speak to the women that they feel like, no, like I don't understand what's happening to my body. Why am I gaining weight? Why do I have a belly? I feel horrible. I feel like I have no energy. And I have had many people come and say to me, even this is from them, but they say even their doctor says, oh, you're just in menopause. And it's like, no, I refuse to believe that. It's about nutrition and the way you take care of yourself, right? So yeah, awesome. Thank you, Lisa. And I'm sure I know why they mistaken you to be the instructor because you flexed your bicep and your back and they were just scared. They were like, whoa, this is the instructor. So but Sherry actually wrote something to you. Sherry says, Lisa, you are the fiercest lady I know. Your kindness, determination, and mindset, along with your witty humor, inspire many. You speak with experience and encourage with heart. A truly special person. Keep sharing your light, my friends. See, Sherry is amazing. And she speaks the truth, though. Yeah, you're amazing. So thank you so much for sharing your wisdom and your heart. And obviously, you go through a lot, right? Like people, well, if they watch your interview, they may know you're on chemo treatment all the time. You're still taking medication all the time. And half the time you wake up every day not feeling good. You feel nauseous. And, most of us cannot probably even imagine what it's like to live in your body, but you still, all the excuses aside, still take care of your nutrition, go work out, build muscles. So you take away all people's excuses, right, Lisa? So, and still serve the community on top of that, so just absolutely amazing. So awesome. Thank you so much, Lisa. So let's have Oshone. You can dive in to share a tip on each of those three things on flatter stomach, more sculpted muscles, and healthier mindsets.
Awesome. So probably gonna sound like a broken record because honestly it's really the nutrition and just like working on the other side, helping, coaching the women that we do, we can easily tell, if someone says, we're struggling with the belly, or even like over weeks of coaching, we notice a change in the midsection. It's like, okay, back to like the nutrition, like to really see, what is going on there, because that is where you would find the truth. I mean, belly fat on its own is very complex, but definitely nutrition is one of the big pieces. So that would definitely be the biggest, the biggest tip is just nutrition. And then if we're even to dive in deeper onto like what nutrition really means, like Debbie and Lisa said, I'm getting the right macro combination for one, but most importantly, those inflammatory markers. And more than what the is it are commonly known, there's a lot more to it that a lot of the general population don't know when it comes to inflammatory markers. And so that would be my one tip there for like the flat stomach. But then again, nutrition also impacts again muscle building, to be really honest, right? And again, that's where getting that macro combination really comes into play. And then also nutrition impacts your mindset too sometimes, because if you're not feeding your body, giving your body clean fuel, that impacts the way that your brain is, like Clarissa talked about, those hormones, right? Those feel-good hormones. You're not feeling good, then maybe that like self-talk comes in, and that's not very positive. So nutrition is so very, very, very important. When we say it's about 80% of like, everything that you do, it really, really is. And it's one thing, like if you really don't understand your nutrition, you've been struggling in that area, honestly, it's worth it to be able to learn, that, because it will unlock so many things for you. And so with, building muscles, for me, I was sharing my own personal experience. Before I met Clarice, I was going to the gym. I was doing exercises that I found, or like, I don't even know where I found them from, but I was doing something. And, luckily for me, like, my upper body, I have, my shoulders are very like, nice shoulders and all of that. So I was like, I look good at the top from like waist up, but from like bottom down, it was like, it was almost like I left that part at home when I went to the gym.
The chicken legs, the chicken legs.
Yeah, and only took my top half with me. And when I met Clarice, she's like, like, and I didn't know the potential that I had then with the lower part of my body, right? And so not until I started like, a very structured workout program and something that was really specific to building muscles, then I began to see like, okay, what my potential of my lower half was, and even the potential of my upper body kind of multiplied like times 3 times 5, right? And so again, like structure is very, very, very important. It helps you with building the confidence that you need to build to know what you need to do and also to get those results. And then it serves you for a lifetime because at least you have a good foundation, that you can continue to build up upon. And then the last part, the mindset part, I would just say is your self-talk is very important. What you say to yourself in those little moments that you're not even like, paying attention is very, very important. And this, showed up for me in my training when I was like, training for competition. And it's like, oh my gosh, I can't do that. Working with Clarice, like she's pushing me and I'm like, I can't, do that last rep. And it was almost like snap out of it, like change that to like, I can, I will. And that's where it all began. Like those words that you say to yourself can either, take all the energy from you in that last moment or can help you find that last bit of energy that you have left to push. And even like just going through different life situations too, the self-talk is so, so very, very important. And it's okay if you're like, maybe you say a few things that maybe are not so positive, but it's also like catching yourself and flipping that so that, to empower yourself that you have the power to, with, making different choices to change the situation. So self-talk is very, 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 very important. So nutrition, having great structure, and just your self-talk, 3 key things, will be my 3 top tips for that question.
Yeah, amazing, amazing. Like you can tell she is a coach. You can tell right away she is a coach. Sherry says, Oshone, I can feel your passion in the way you speak. Your desire to help can be felt. Thank you for sharing your experiences with us. Keep shining your light, Oshone. Yeah, that's awesome. And if you can actually hear her speak, you can hear there's a really high level of confidence. And the reason Oshone is so confident is like, not only has she experienced it in her own body, but now she has helped many women, one after the other, one after the other, one after the other. And when it's only on yourself, you sometimes go, is it just me or is it just by accident? But when you help one woman, then the next woman, then the next woman, then you become extremely confident. You can tell in her voice, she's confident in knowing what she's saying. Like nutrition, you have to know your nutrition. Building muscle, it has to be a structured program. You can't just go randomly and have some results in the gym, right? And self-talk, just like Lisa says, she's continuing to work on mindset. Shone and I keep working on mindset all the time on that self-talk and on a lot of things and the inner dialogue that she has. And she's just a great reflection of the type of student that she is. What she's sharing comes from her own personal growth, right? So thank you so much, Oshone. It's amazing. Yes, awesome. So I'm gonna jump in here and give some of my tips. Now, it's gonna be similar to a lot of what these ladies have shared because, they say principles are few, but methods are many. And I teach a lot on principles, meaning principles will always actually stay relatively constant. So we may sound like broken records, but I'm going to give you a little bit to think about on each of these categories of like the flatter stomach, having more sculpted muscles and a healthier mindset. And so I'm going to give you a little bit, maybe slightly more sciencey base, as you know, I like to do that. So the first tip on the flatter stomach is number 1, you have to understand that belly fat is a different kind of fat. That's the first thing I always tell people when they ask me about reducing belly fat. I say that's a different kind of fat. Visceral fat sits much deeper towards your abdominal cavity, and it is much more dangerous. It is known and tested to be metabolically more active. It actively releases chemicals into your system that are inflammatory, and it releases hormones that changes the expression of insulin, and even your blood pressure, and even affecting your hormones like ghrelin and leptin. So if you have belly fat, it is a major issue and it leads to major health complications. And why it is a major health issue is because belly fat sits very close to the organs and it has a higher blood flow than other fats. So it has more blood circulating through. So what do you think is happening? All of you ladies who have belly fat means you have more blood that is circulating, more inflammatory markers faster out of that central area. So if you have belly fat, it is very crucial you decrease that, because it will affect the inflammation in your system. And I know I talk a lot about this, but number one is to understand when you say I want to drop fat, you have to know that belly fat is a very different kind of fat. Okay. Secondly, related to the first thing is what Oshone said, and what I guess the other ladies mentioned, is that belly fat, you need to decrease inflammation in your system because of all the pro-inflammatory markers that are released from belly fat. You are struggling with, I call, an inflammation magnet. So all the ladies that are listening right now, if you don't deal with inflammation in your system, you're going to have a belly fat no matter how much you work out. You're going to work out till you're blue in the face. You're still going to struggle with a belly, because the belly is highly inflammatory and we need to control the inflammation. That is one of the most important things, is why Oshone mentioned this, because she teaches the FFF ladies and we talk about inflammation being super, super important, right? And so and if you're listening to this as a tip, everyone who's listening, okay, I want you guys to put below, read your ingredient labels, okay? Read your ingredient labels, not just your nutrition label. Ingredient labels is extremely important. So read ingredient labels below if you agree with me. Okay, so that's that second tip. The third tip is belly fat is largely hormonal, okay? So what does this mean? It means that it is affected by lots of hormones. It is affected by insulin, ghrelin, leptin, cortisol, and estrogen. The two hormones I want you guys to keep in mind that is the most important is cortisol and estrogen, okay? Cortisol, for all the ladies that are listening, you want to have a flatter tummy, you have to control cortisol. Okay, cortisol is the belly depositing hormone, and it changes the expression of how cortisol interacts with insulin and all of these things. So you need to control mindset, because if you're really stressed all the time, you're anxious, you're upset, little things make you mad, or little things get you, going, that's going to all affect your cortisol. And I think about back when I was a teacher, and I was so stressed, and I would be like, just like Debbie, I'm a dancer, trying not to eat and try to stay slim, but for some reason I just can't get rid of that little bit of extra belly fat, and it always frustrated me. And I realized really over the years now, it was a lot of cortisol, just not controlling cortisol. If you can control cortisol and know how to manage your stress levels, you have a better mindset, you're going to have a flatter stomach naturally, because it's going to have the right hormones. And then the second thing is estrogen. Estrogen, because you guys are all women on here, I hope. Well, there's probably some men maybe watching. We're on the live profile right now. Estrogen as a woman is really important, but when you hit menopause, estrogen is going to drop. Because estrogen is going to drop, you're going to have a major shift in where fat is distributed. Okay, so this is really crucial, because you have to learn to know how to control your hormones. So you're probably going to say, well, how do I control my hormones? You have to learn to control your hormones through nutrition. Isn't that what all the ladies just said? You need to control your hormones through nutrition, because you can spike the stress hormones and levels in your body. And I said this before, if you are too stressed, cortisol is the competitor to estrogen and testosterone. So your body decides make cortisol or make estrogen or progesterone or testosterone. It's going to decide to make cortisol, then you're going to further decrease in estrogen, right? This is going to affect, again, further where you're depositing fat, because fat is going to be deposited to your belly when estrogen is very low and androgen hormones are higher. Okay, so the two hormones that you want to be extremely careful about is cortisol and estrogen, and you need to know how to control nutrition. I'm going to go into specific details on 3 things, okay? So I have a piece of hair that's really bothering me. That's why you see me doing this. It's bothering me. Okay, don't be a perfectionist, Clarice. Okay, learning. So there's 3 things, okay? So there's quality of food, quantity of food, and timing of food. I talk about 3 things all the time. Number 1, quality of food. Get your inflammation controlled. Know your inflammation markers, just like Oshone said. Quantity of food, you need to know how much caloric count you need to sit in and how much macro counts you need to sit in, because that matters of what you put in your body. And timing of food. A lot of people, I feel like their timing and the way they eat, you're causing cortisol spike in your body, right? And you're eating, you skip breakfast, or you don't eat all day, then you eat one big meal. What do you think you're sending the signal to your body is, right? So remember, everything you do is a signal you're giving your body. So you have to determine what kinds of signals you're going to give your body. And that's a large part of what I teach. That's why they all say nutrition and inflammation markers, because you need to learn to control those signals in your body. And the more controlled you can become, the better you can manage your physique, your body, and your health. Because okay, I know what are inflammatory markers. I know how much calories need to go in. I know how much macros need to go in. I know how the timing I need to eat, right? All of those are super, super important to a flat belly. We're talking about a flat belly here, right? How many of you guys want a flat belly? Put it below. If you want a flat belly, put it below. If you've already achieved it, awesome. Then you got to maintain it, right? Not just a diet, but maintain it. If you want a flat belly, put it below. So remember, quality, quantity, and timing of food. So for all of you who are listening now, 20 eyeballs, which one do you feel like you need to work more on? Quality, quantity, or timing of food? Which one? So put it below. So yeah, Phyllis Adams, you said flat belly. And you know what, Phyllis, you are in the FFF program. So super excited for you in January. And you're going to have the beautiful Oshone coaching you. So you're going to be very lucky. Kathleen says flat belly. Jennifer says flat belly. Janet says flat belly. And Kat says flat belly. Yes, exactly. We all want that flat belly, right? But why is it so hard is because these things I just mentioned, a lot of people don't actually think about belly fat being different than other kinds of fat. And they're not aware that it's very hormonal, that you actually have to really control your hormones, cortisol and estrogen, right? And a lot of people coming in with quality and quantity of food. Exactly. So the next tip is more sculpted muscles, okay? So this is going to be relatively fast because Oshone covers some things because she's my second brain. So she basically said part of what I said. So first thing you need to understand about more sculpted muscles, okay, is you have to understand not all exercises are made equal. Okay, I want to say that again. Not all exercises are made equal. The type of results you want is if you want a certain type of results, you need to choose certain types of exercises. So what I mean by that is the way you exercise will affect the way you look. It really will. So if you want to look a certain way, you just have to look at people who are in that industry further than you know, right? That's why I always say people in different industries, whether it's powerlifting, Olympic lifting, bodybuilding, they do look different. CrossFitters, they do all look different. So you need to determine for yourself what you want to do. What do you want to look like? And you have to then find the right exercises and the right programs for that. Okay. So not all exercises are made equal. Number 2, if you want more sculpted muscles, you need to train specifically hypertrophy training. Hypertrophy training is the type of training where you are wanting to build size on your muscles and you're causing microscopic damage to the muscle fiber. Is very specific. Hypertrophy training is specific to building size and shape of the muscle, and you do it through microscopically tearing the muscle. It's very different than other disciplines, okay? So that's the second thing. Number 3, you need structure systems, just like Oshone says, structure programs. If you don't have a structure program, you cannot build on it. You know, you could randomly go to the gym, do a couple glute exercises, that's good, but then you might, like Oshone said, have a nice glute, but leave your upper body at home, you know? You might just have your glute and leave your legs at home. I don't know, you just have a nice glutes, that's it, you know? You want to be overall very well balanced. You want to have a nice physique overall. You need to have a good structured program that balances it all, okay? And the last thing here for the sculpted muscle, Oshone actually references as well, is you have to know your macros. You have to know your macros. Why do I say macros under the sculpted muscles? Is because actually you can lose weight, as lots of people have done this, from just like almost like starving themselves or eating very little. People can do that, but you will never have a nice physique. Right? Can I say that again? You will never have a nice physique if all you do is starve yourself or just like eat less. I need to eat less because I need to lose weight. You will have a nice physique when you know how to build muscle and you know your macros that feed the muscles. Okay? You will have a nice physique when you know your macros that feed the muscles. And so, if you don't know your macros, then that is going to have a hard time creating the nice muscles and lower body fat. Okay, so I know I went through that really fast, but for those of you who are listening, if you feel like you need better structured program, I want you to put structured program below. Or if you feel like you need better macros, you need to understand macros better, I want you to put macros below. Okay, so structure program or macros. These two things you do need to have if you want more sculpted muscles. If you are a genetic freak, some people are, you could do anything in a gym and still grow. But I would say for 95% of people or 90% of people, you need a program. You need a program. You can't just randomly think you're going to build muscle, okay? And you need to have good macros. Yeah, Terry, you want to work on your macros. Exactly. And Sarah Danielle, you said structure program and macros, and Kathleen, structure program. Exactly. So it's just to remind you, these are just quick tips, okay? And the last thing we're going to jump to is healthier mindset, because the ladies here still have something to share at the end. So mindset. This is by far, and those of you who are my clients can attest to this, the hardest of it all. People are like, what? Yep. It's harder than macros. It's harder than working out. Mindset is the most difficult. It's the one that I find I work the most with all my clients on. And it's what derails most of my clients. And Sherry's on here. She knows she's come back for a Courage to Come Back program. What will derail you? What will make you lose all your results? I will tell you will always be your mindset. And so the mindset is the most important and the hardest thing that most people actually do not work on. And so this is some of my top tips for mindset. Number 1 is, and Sarah Danielle says so true. Number 1, mindset work is daily work. Put that below if you are hearing this and you don't work on mindset daily. Mindset work is daily work. It's not just when you experience stress. It's not just when you're reminded by Clarice. Mindset work is daily work. I see Debbie laughing. It's so good to see your expressions. Normally it's me talking to myself, you know? This is very entertaining. But yeah, mindset work is daily work. You need to practice your mindset work daily. You need to, things like giving gratitude, positive affirmation, listening to audios or books that create that mental space for you. Do you reflect? Do you have ways to reflect on your day, right? This is all really important. And Sherry says mindset is daily and most important. Exactly, right? And a lot of people, they get up and they just go and they do stuff all day and they don't work on their mindset and they wonder why their cortisol is high. They wonder why they feel burnt out, right? And this is why you have to work on your mindset every single day. You brush your teeth every day, so why do you not work on your mindset every day? Brush your mind, brush your mind, of the junk, So, um, so Jennifer says, I love meditation. Exactly. So number two, tip is always stay grateful in every circumstance. When you can always have an attitude of gratitude as a philosophy in your life, is my number one philosophy on life. No matter what happens, you will always be grateful. Throughout the Mexico trip, I was texting Oshone. There were a lot of things that did not go my way. And there are a lot of things I cannot even begin to tell you. And every time I said, but I'm grateful, I'm grateful. I keep saying I'm grateful because it's a reframe, because every time you reframe to an abundancy mindset, scarcity cannot exist, right? And an abundancy mindset operates in hope. A scarcity mindset operates in fear. And I always, and my recommendation to all of you is that you always choose gratitude, because a gratitude mindset, the way you view life, the way you view people, even like your coach, or let's say the program, you can be like, oh, like, but I'm not where I want to be yet, or I'm so grateful I've gotten this far, right? It changes your entire mindset, right? Always be grateful. Exactly, Terry. Number three, there is always a solution to a problem. Now, those of you who know my mentor know that she says exactly the same thing. There's always a solution to a problem. Every time I've come across some very difficult situations, including my laptop had died yesterday. I got a new laptop today. And I was in the store till after they closed, because I figured out a way to talk to them after even they closed. There's always a way to a solution so that I can have a laptop to go live today. Okay. There's always a solution to a problem. Number four is learn to give grace to yourself and to others. Okay. This is so important. Learn to give grace to yourself and to others. So why do I bring this up is because I think that a lot of you, I'll be honest, you guys are very good at maybe giving grace to others, but you don't give grace to yourself. Giving grace to yourself is about like, hey, you know what? I'm not perfect. I'm going to make mistakes. I'm going to fall off sometimes. This is normal. You have to learn to give yourself grace so that because you're human, right? You're human. We're all human. And when you give yourself grace, you will also be more compassionate towards others, because there's going to be circumstances. I think about this whole Mexico trip where, maybe you have to wait in line for, who knows, an hour, right? But you could be angry, or you could be graceful, and you could be like, oh, that poor person at the front has to deal with all these upset people, and you be super kind to them because they have to deal with all of this, or you could be angry, right? So you always give grace to others, and you give grace to yourself, and you can know your cortisol is going to be a lot lower overall, right? Because your philosophy on life is so much healthier, right? So those are the four things that I really believe in your healthier mindset. If you can adopt mindset work daily, your gratitude is the attitude that you want. There's always a solution to the problem, and learn to give grace to yourself and give grace always to others. You will be so much happier, healthier in your mindset, and a more pleasant person to be around. Cortisol will be lower, and you're just going to have a brighter outlook on life, right? So those are my tips on mindset. In terms of mindset, which one do you guys feel like you need to work more on? The ones who are listening, do you feel like you need to work more on mindset work daily? Or do you have to be more grateful? Or do you have to look for more solutions versus looking at things like a problem? You're looking at things like a solution. Or do you have to learn to give yourself grace more? Which one do you guys feel like you need to work more on? Put below. I see a few people jumped in. Hi, Kim. Good to see you. And Kimberly, I see you jumped in as well. Put below which ones, okay? So, or if you feel like you just need to work mindset, put mindset below. If you're like, I need to work mindset, Clarice, put mindset below, okay? We all need to work mindset, to be honest. Me too, all the time. I was reading, do I have the book here? No, but there's a book that says 13 things mentally strong people don't do. It's a great book, and it's a good reminder on some things. Even I was like, okay, got to remember this, and because we all need reminders all the time, right? Terry says, give more grace to yourself. Yes, Marilyn, mindset work daily. Phyllis says, more solution and grace to myself. Exactly. Awesome. Thank you for contributing, ladies. Okay, so we're going to wrap up here. So perfect. So we have about 10 minutes, 15 minutes here. So the final wrap up is I would like each lady on here to share one final word, some final words of advice or thoughts that you want to share with the community, to, you know, just bless all the ladies with what you want to say. You can say anything. The floor is open to you. So I will have you guys go ahead, and I think we'll have Oshona, you go first, May, Lisa, and then Debbie, you can finish, because I know Lisa or Debbie, you always bring the energy. We're gonna get you to wrap it up. So okay, so go ahead, Oshone.
Awesome. And so just final words, just like Clarice said, I think the biggest thing that stops a lot of people is the mindset. And I think the biggest thing is, you know, adopting that solution seeking mindset, because, you know, it's like, how can I, you know, whatever, you know, struggle or challenge that you are facing, like, you know, how can you, you know, what kind of solutions can you find, right? And so I think it's first thing, just adopting that solution seeking mindset. And then the last word is just thanking everyone, all the ladies in the community, for it's just such a privilege to be working so closely alongside each of you sharing your struggles, your stories with us. Definitely don't take it lightly, and just know that we're here to you know, serve you. And again, you know, our Clarissa's vision really is to spread, you know, to serve with love and to spread love, and that's really truly our heart. And you know, knowing that, I hope that, you know, that gives you you know, some comfort and some, you know, creates safety for you to know that, you know, you can be you know, you can, you know, share the struggles and maybe, like, you know, come you know, looking for solutions and whatnot, because we are, you know, ready to support you, like Debbie said in the beginning, however, you know, possible, the best way that we can, right? Because we know the difference is made for us, and we want to, you know, kind of give that back in tenfolds as much as possible. So yeah, wishing everyone happy holidays, and I'll pass it over to May.
Yay, so awesome. Thank you,
Okay,
Oshone.
to all ladies in this community, and your dedication to strength, health, and self-improvement is admirable. And support and encourage each other in this journey of empowerment. Your commitment to wellness shows resilience and inspire others. Keep celebrating your success. Your impact is immeasurable.
Oh, that's so
Yes.
wonderful. Thank you, May. That's awesome. And like I said, May, her English is not her first language, so she really tried really hard, and, you know, to want to express this to all of you. So, and thank you, May, because she's in the background doing a lot of work. And well, none of you would be in this group if it was not for May. She's the gatekeeper, like I said. So thank you so much, May. Awesome. So Lisa, go ahead.
I guess one of the things that immediately comes to my mind is I was 10 years old the first time I was on a diet, and I lost weight, gained weight, lost weight, gained weight until, you know, when I was in my 40s, then I decided it was time for something different because I always gained more weight to the point where I hit, you know, 300 pounds. And now that was when I was 48 that I started losing all that weight. I'm 51 now. This is very different. I've never gone this long. Usually it was just a couple of months I'd start gaining the weight back. And what I did different this time, I learned nutrition. I didn't know how much I didn't know. Having a coach to show me the workouts, to show me the proper foods, to help me work on my mindset. It's so hard, but I think I'm doing better now than I did, you know, 3 years ago. But I think that is something I will personally have to work on, you know, the rest of my days, because, you know, I just have a lot of things on my mind that, you know, I just need a reminders on. But, you know, there's just those elements, you know, are what I needed to succeed and keep off the weight and be very healthy. And the difference was Clarice and Oshone and Debbie, and, you know, Clarice's coaching just has been amazing, and the support of the community. Those things were what's different. So talking, you know, almost 40 years of the up and down stopped. And for that, I'm forever grateful. And, don't give up. And what doesn't work, find what does. And for me personally, it was a Fierce Woman community and Clarice. But, again, if you want a change, you got to do something different. And if that's getting outside help, do that. And Nashona, even though she can be serious a lot of the time, she's pretty awesome as a coach, and she does laugh when you misbehave enough.
She's got once you get to know Shone, she's got a diva girl in there.
A unique laugh.
Yes.
Oh my gosh.
I had to.
Oh my goodness.
So
You
awesome.
let the cat out of the bag, my cat out of the bag.
Love you, Shone.
So awesome. So awesome. Well, thank you, Lisa. And yeah, I think this is really powerful for everyone to hear, because there's a lot of women that are, well, 40, 50 above, and they have been struggling with weight or health or, all that things, like all of those things for so many years. And I always just say, I wish you would just learn your nutrition, because if you will learn your nutrition, it will change your life. It will change your life. I'm not kidding. Like, when I say it's an investment, it's an investment. Imagine for the rest of your life, you understand what you need to do with nutrition and food. And look at Debbie, look at Lisa, who have been both like yo-yo dieters their entire life, and Lisa going up to 301 pounds. Is that correct? 301 pounds, 304 pounds, and being able to now sustain this off. Don't you all want that? You don't want just a quick fix. You want to be able to sustain this for a lifetime, to go anytime to the beach and wear a bikini, and not just like, oh no, I have to be in the beach in 6 months. Clarice, get me there, but no, that you're always able to walk out and look great. That's amazing, right? So yes, thank you, Lisa, for sharing that, and for choosing yourself. Honestly, you chose yourself. I onboarded Lisa. I met her husband that first time, and we started that journey together, and it's been oh, I don't know what that was. There was a I don't know. I think it's like reading my hand signals. I don't know. I'm a hand talker. That was funny. But yeah, so it was great that you chose yourself, Lisa. So thank you so much. All right, Debbie, go ahead.
All right, ladies. So when I came to Clarice, my intake, I bet you I cried for the whole hour. I had been up to 190 pounds, much like Lisa. I've been struggling with my weight from 20, so I didn't start until after I was 60. I never thought I would ever be able to look okay and feel okay about myself. So I cried, and Clarice just listened to me, and I said, okay, I know I can't do it, but I'm going to do it. And I'm going to do it. And I did it. And it was like, didn't want to take any pictures. And I said, oh no. If you become a client, you take pictures, and I would wear stuff that would hide everything. And she says, but I can't see anything. And, well, that's the point. You can't see anything. So, but the most thing is I invested in myself. I believed in myself. But the one thing I can honestly say, lady, is you are never alone. In this community, you can reach out to anyone else at any time, share your hearts and desires. We're there to listen. We're not judging you. We want the best for you. And if you get that chance to invest in yourself, do invest in yourself, because what Clarice just said, you will be doing this for your lifetime. It's not a short period of your time. And also to really do grant yourself grace. You hear us say that all the time when you're having issues. Grant yourself grace. It's going to be okay. But it is okay to grant your grace. Cry if you need to. Scream if you need to. But bottom line, please know this community is a safe, open community where you can soar to the eagles if you want. You just need to be able to believe in yourself, believe in what Clarice talks about, and you will get to that journey. And I want to hope to see all these women. This holiday season is coming up. I want you to share with your family, love your family, and come 2024, there's another opportunity to make a change. So invest in yourself, believe in yourself, know you're not alone, and bless you for your holidays. And I really hope that whatever you're doing on this holiday, as we celebrate with our families and our friends, that you are still in our heart and always will be.
Oh, awesome. So wonderful, Debbie. And you can see that she always speaks with such passion. That's why I knew. I was like, she's the one who's gonna wrap this up. But for those of you who are listening, I know Sarah Danielle says, like, as she was listening to your story, she's like, oh, she like, in terms of like when you first started, you were crying that whole hour. And but it's really, really cool for them to hear where you started, Debbie, right? Because like they're like, oh wow, like look where Debbie is now. But it's like, no, almost 3 years ago, you were so desperate. Like you
Yep.
were in tears
I
and you
wanted to give up. And I
you
was
want,
almost 200 pounds, ladies. So it doesn't matter where you start. Even if you're only 120 pounds, you can never learn enough to sustain and believe in yourself.
yes. And the one thing I also really appreciate about Debbie is that she was so scared in that first consult, and she didn't really believe, like she dieted everything. She's done everything. She didn't really believe. She had a lot of fear, I remember. But the one thing that still separated herself from many people, she still said yes, even though it was a very timid yes. It was a very timid yes. Okay, I'll do the program, but like it was a very scared yes. She still chose herself, and that's actually one of my ending messages, is I really want to encourage all of you to choose yourself, every single day, because you are the writer of your story. The most powerful thing you have in your life is choice, especially in North America. Let's just be honest, is
Yes.
choice. We are
Mhm.
so privileged and so amazing. You have so much at your fingertips that you could choose health. You can choose to exercise every day, choose to know your nutrition, choose to work on your mindset. All of these things are so important, and that, like, you get up every day and you take on that full ownership, like Lisa said, ownership of your life. And when you believe you are the writer of your story, you can do so much. And all of you are listening, 40, 50, 60. Sometimes you guys say you're old or whatever, but I'm like, you're not old. If you live till like 100, you have 50 more years, like it's like you have so much ahead of you. And to just believe, like I just heard this just today actually, as one of the speakers was saying, like, you are not who you think you are so much more. And I was like, that is so beautiful. You are not who you think you are so much more. And that the greatest mountain, or the hardest, most difficult mountains to climb, have the greatest views at the top. So never count yourself out. Never say I can't get there, or like one day I would love to compete but it's too hard, or whatever you want to do, whatever is your dream. Whatever is your dream, I want you to fight for it, to strive for it, because those are the things in my life. And I know Shone, Debbie, for her dance championships, and for me and like my dance and my fitness, and like for us who have fought for the things we wanted, is so worth it on the other side. You fight for the things you want because you're willing to invest in yourself, because you're willing to say, what I'm about to learn is going to help me for a lifetime, and you put your vision there and you decide to go after it. And not every day is going to be exciting. Okay, not every day you're going to feel like it. Not every day is going to be like rainbows and roses. There are days where it sucks. There are days where you don't feel like meal prepping. There are days you don't want to go to the gym. But as long as you always show up, not perfection, but show up, meaning consistency. You could fall off, but you get back on. Not perfection, but consistency. This is just the most important thing. Always show up for yourself, because nobody will choose you if you don't choose yourself, right? Always choose yourself. And so with that, I also want to wrap up with just a heart of gratitude. I just want to just say I'm so grateful to all of you angels on here, Lisa, May, Oshone, Debbie, you know, I wouldn't be where I am without all four of you, and just your heart, your support, your unconditional love. And, you know, I'm not perfect, but, you know, you guys always also give me grace, and I appreciate that. And you guys just unwaveringly just desire to serve the women in this community. And I feel very blessed. And I just want to say thank you to all of you who are listening as well. First, to my clients, for all of you that have trusted me, trusted in me to help you live a better life. And for your grace also over the past week. I've been in Mexico, so it's been a little bit off, but you know, all my clients, I so look forward to continue to help you on your journey, and the community as a whole, the Fierce Woman community. One of my greatest dreams always is to live life in a way that can reflect, in my faith, God's love, and that I can serve always with love. And when I created the community, I said the Fierce Woman community, our number one mission is to serve with love. And so I hope that all of you could feel our love, and feel that we really care about each one of you. We want to see you succeed. And we're grateful to all of you in the Fierce Woman community, because it's all of you coming together that makes the community, that you guys love and support each other, encourage each other, throw in some humor like Cheryl does with those posts that she makes. But yeah, you know, just I love it. And you guys teach me a lot. You guys help me become better. I'm not perfect. I'm always working to become better, but I am living my dream in many ways, and it's because of all of you. I am living my dream because my greatest dream in my life is to live a life to serve with love and to impact people's lives in a greater way. And each one of you help me accomplish that, because you're a part of this community. And to see all of you live healthier lives is amazing. And I want all of you guys to be, I feel like that, like live life. I want all of you, I wish all of you to live life with joy and love and freedom. And when I say freedom, is I want you to have freedom to like go anywhere you want and know you know how to be healthy. You can wear anything you want and not feel self-conscious. You could do anything because you have the energy and the vitality. I want you to have that life full of joy, love, and freedom. And that is my hope to all of you. Yeah, so I'm sending love to all of you, and just a couple quick logistics. So we are shutting down the community for 2 weeks, but doesn't mean the community is closed. Like, you can still be in the community. I would encourage you, while we are away as a staff, that you take time to go through the guide section. That's where all my free training is. So if you want to take time to go through all the guide section, and also if you want to subscribe to my YouTube channel, because we're going to continue to have some of those videos uploaded there. If you don't know my YouTube channel, you just have to YouTube search Clarice Yao, one word, and then you can find my YouTube channel. And I would encourage you, if you have time, to study some of my lives over the 2-week break. And then you're more knowledgeable coming back in January, and we'll start strong in 2024. And like I said, we are still looking for our last 5. We are still taking in calls the last, few days here, last 5 to help. So if you want to be part of our last 5, Fierce Lady, put 5 below. And with that, I'm going to wish all of you guys Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays. Hope you get to spend lots of time with your loved ones. And yeah, we love you. And from me and all our Fierce Women Angels, we appreciate each one of you. So sending you all
And
lots of love.
also share some hearts for this Clarice woman. She's one amazing, and I hope that she also does it. So hands up, ladies. I hope that you got the message, because Clarice is a 1 in a million lady, and she's here for the Fierce Women community. Every last one of you. Believe. It's Christmas, Polar Express. Believe. Listen to that bell. That's our Clarice.
Oh,
Thank
that's
you.
awesome, Debbie.
Oh, thank you. Okay, I love all of you, angels, and all of you in the community. Thank you so much, and happy
Better
holidays.
soon.
Okay, bye.